Thousands of people have been killed by the flooding in Libya, and it may be days or weeks before we know the full devastation. Many Edmontonians have ties there are watching the news closely, including Ahmed Bushiha, who's a member of the Edmonton Libyan Society, and he joins us in studio this morning. Good morning, Ahmed.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming in this morning. I know it must be a difficult time. How did you first find out about what was going on back in your home country?
Well, at the beginning, we heard about the hurricane that moving in the Mediterranean. It hits first Greece, and then we knew that it will be coming to Libya, and this is where I start to be worried, because I know Libya is still under political division, and the infrastructure is deteriorating and in very bad shape. So I was hoping that this hurricane will just move slowly and without any harm, but unfortunately it goes to the other way.
So what have you heard from some family and friends who are there?
It's very horrible catastrophe, yeah. And there is a lot of people who has been died. There is a lot of missing people as well. So I have one friend of mine, his wife, she lost almost 55 person.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, almost 55 one. Her entire uncle family, they are 35, and also her sister, her entire family, her entire sister family, they are 25. So it's very tragic occasion, and we need to face this big problem.
Yeah, it's very tough for sure. Yeah. Also joining us this morning is Mabrouka Swenia. She's the co-owner of the Bedouins, a North African restaurant in Edmonton. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Mark?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks so much for joining us. When did you first hear about it? How did you hear?
Social media, honestly.
Yeah.
So just going on to Facebook and just seeing videos and posts. We had an idea that the storm was coming. We do have family. My husband's from the east side. We do have family in the area, so we knew the day before that a few of them have evacuated their homes, looking for higher ground. So we had an idea, but it was hard getting in contact with anybody there.
And you must have a lot of Libyan immigrants who come into your restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
What have you heard from them?
Honestly, complete and utter shock and sadness, to be honest, and a feeling of helplessness.
Yeah.
What can you do from this far away?
Yeah. Now, Ahmed, you were in Libya recently, right? When did you come back?
Yeah, like 10 days ago.
10 days ago?
Yeah.
So were you aware at that time that the hurricane was coming? Were people worried about it at all?
Not really at that time,
really?
no. Yeah, but as I told you, if this such a thing will happen in my country, of course we are not really prepared for it.
Yeah.
By all levels, starting from the, unfortunately, government levels all the way to the normal people levels.
Mm-hmm.
We are not really prepared because we don't usually experience such a big scale of catastrophe. This is maybe the first in our history, mm-hmm. or modern history. But
I understand 2 different dams have failed.
Exactly. The dam was burst.
Yeah.
And then after that, of course, the water started going on in the valley, mm-hmm. gaining some momentum from the gravity because of the high level of the dam, taking all the muds on their way and crashing just to the houses, and it's a huge energy and huge force.
Yeah, I mean it's a terrible disaster for sure.
Yeah.
Now, Mabrouka, have you heard from your husband's family about people who've been affected?
Yes. So his sister lives in one of the towns affected. So that would be Susa, right on the coastline. Her house is pretty much gone. It was swept up one of the initial, where it initially happened. But that's a small loss in the big scale of things.
Right. So they were able to get away,
They were able to get away wherever they could fit into their vehicle. There are 3 small children. A lot of people didn't fare so well.
Yeah. So what's happening here in town? Are there any fundraising efforts?
There's fundraising efforts on just individual levels at this point. So it's the Libyan community rallying together. I know that I'm on like a Libyan mom group, and within the last 2 days, I think they've reached, at my last count, almost $13,000, hoping to see that number rise in the next few days.
Ahmed, have you been hearing from a lot of people too?
Yes, and also to addition to what my friend said, that we have a fundraising for Islamic relief. There is a big one in Rashid Mosque, and I urge all Edmontonian Canadian to help us. We are really desperate for help, and from government perspective, Libya needs now so desperately a lot of let's say rescue teams. This is at the moment. We wish that we have a lot of dogs, training dogs at the moment,
Right.
because there is a big number of bodies has been washed to the Mediterranean. We are talking about 1,000. It's a big scale of problem, and we have very limited capability to handle such a catastrophe.
It's a terrible tragedy. It is, and we thank you so much for both coming in to talk about it. I know it can be very difficult, but I think it's important that we get the word out.
We appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
That's Mabrouka Swenia, as a co-owner of the Bedouins North African restaurant here in Edmonton. Ahmed Bushiha is a member of the Edmonton Libyan Society.